Thank you very much. Again, I'm Stephen Waldis, the Executive Chairman and founder of Synchronoss, and our company has spent probably the last 15 years building a lot of software applications and the tools designed to help our mobile operator customers service their customers. So we service the mobile operator market, the one or number two player mostly in all the markets in today. And I'd like to share some insights about what we've seen in terms of managing that customer connected experience over the last few years. You know, one of the things that we saw from the very beginning is in 2007 in the evolution is obviously the iPhone really changed that. And we had a firsthand experience of it because we're the company that actually built the software that turned on the activation of the iPhones and you're able to plug it home in the comfort of your home and activate the device. And it really was an amazing game changer because at the time, engagement started to change very dramatically. As you look back not too many years ago from a PC desktop to a mobile device. And quickly thereafter, apps, photos, information being shared, but most importantly, what we see today is just the mass of messaging and engagement that's happening. So this whole experience with consumers and subscribers has really changed dramatically over the years. And the challenge that our customers have a lot as we work with the operators is it's hard to keep up with the transformation. If you think about where some of the subscriber engagement, think of SMS text messaging, right? That was something that was dominant 5-6 years ago. Today, if you look at just social media, it's a 3-to-1 advantage in terms of the amount of engagement that's happening today. It's a situation that all of our operator customers really focus on to make sure they can provide that experience. And the cost of it, it's a real number. We estimate roughly $100 billion of revenues disappeared for the operators over the years as messaging is gone. And so what are the things that we work on to help our operators and our customers really come together and provide that experience? It's really focused on one area, and that's digital. And we found that when working with our customers today, providing digital applications and scenarios for their end subscribers, the difference can be pretty dynamic. In fact, we see actually through our customer base, roughly 33% if their NPS scores get better by engaging with their customers with real valuable insights. And it's something that we've seen over the year that has come and gone in a very successful fashion. Now, one of the things that we realize is that when we go from desktops, which was the original way of communicating, to look at where it's gone over the years and where our operators, if they think of the store, the apps, SMS and messaging, these are all opportunities that unfortunately really have passed them by in some regards in terms of where they want to go. But they hold a very critical insight that they're leveraging significant today, and that's data. And we'll show you some of the examples of some of the great work that we've done. And in that process, we've had the opportunity to work with what we believe is very strong, innovative Mobile One, Tier 1 customers that have really leveraged this. One customer of ours, for example, is at Verizon, where we've deployed the largest and most successful consumer web-based cloud product. So think of a crowded product today with all the over-the-top guys. Yet adoption rates exceed 80%. Ingest rates of customers that use it across device, not just iPhone, but Android devices. The ability to think for consumers, to be able to take a video of your son or daughter's soccer game on a Samsung Galaxy device and be able to have that show up on your Fios set-top box at home is a powerful experience that Verizon's been able to bring to its customers. We've also had an opportunity to work with SoftBank and Thompson and a visionary in terms of how to make that data, understand that data. If you think about the information that resides both in cloud and in messaging and what your customers are doing and how they're doing it, as you understand that engagement, you can provide even more valuable opportunities, valuable solutions to your consumers. And ultimately, some of the work that we're doing with Flavio Rossio at T-Mobile, in which they're then looking at the Un-carrier kind of mode today, but how does data and how does the ability to manage that experience through the cloud and the messaging platforms, how do those things really drive user engagement? And these are examples of things where they're not just doing well, they're winning successfully over and over and over again and providing monetization opportunities in a market, as we all know from mobility, that's being squeezed. Now, data, as I had mentioned earlier, is really at the heart of the digital transformation. And if you can see that besides the different revenue streams that exist out there, one of the things that is really important is the insight. So think about our cloud product. Today, as we sit here, we'll ingest over 225 terabytes of data on a global basis inside our operators' cloud. Think about the information that's available on customers. That's their photos, that's their SMS messaging. All the information that these customers are storing and subscribing, providing an opportunity to provide all different ways to manage better customer experience, whether it's tagging, some customers that tag information for different cloud products, help customers create smart albums on the fly, the ability to provide promotional items to those customers because they've got that tightness, that connection with the operator. These are prime examples in the marketplace today where the operators are having tremendous amounts of success. And data is really becoming the heart of the digital transformation. So how valuable is the data? Well, outside of social networkings, when you talk to brands, the number 2 most qualified data source comes from the operators' data. So if you looked at brands today, they, outside of social media, rank number 2 in terms of the ability to monetize that data. It's a huge, huge growth opportunity for our customers. And as they think about more intelligence, some of the things that we're working on next gen are also, there's a bot for that, right? So if you think about where the development or where the industry's going, one of the things that we get a great purview for is working with all the operators and supporting all the applications in multiple ecosystems from Android to iPhones to Windows, et cetera. You get a really good purview of where developers are heading today. Right now, there's 3x the amount of developers focused on bots. That tells you that this is not only a phenomenon that's coming, but it's going to come really fast. And it's going to provide another level of customer engagement and automated self-service across the industry. Now, the other advantages that we're seeing in the market today is, as I mentioned earlier, SMS growth, which is about $70 billion a year, but it's only growing at 4%. So that market, if you think about it today and its capabilities and its lack of what it can provide today, doesn't keep up with the standards of what we're seeing in the market today. What we're seeing is the growth of IP-based ADB is leading chatbots are growing at a rate of 55%, albeit a small number. This is the insurgence that when we're up here in another year or two, you'll start to see these numbers take off significantly. And a lot of our operator customers understand in managing that experience with their customers via cloud, via messaging, they really have a unique opportunity to help drive better customer experience. And as the operators think about that, it creates conversations and the ability to leverage AI, and it creates a whole set of ways in which customers today typically can deal directly online with consumers. It's a very powerful opportunity. And ultimately, I guess I'd close on a couple other thoughts, is that as you think about A2P, it's not new for operators today. Most of you today, if you pay your bills online or you go and look and see what kind of usage you've had for the month, you certainly have an opportunity to provide basic self-service. But where the true value is heading down the road is when operators have that ability to have business rules-driven dialogue and to change it from a self-service environment where they can turn this into an automated service environment. That's a huge, huge difference to consumers. They see a very easy-to-use experience. They're now moving it from basic block and tackle type implementations to I'm anticipating what you need, you're engaging with me on a daily basis, and you're providing me information that's very useful in my life. Those are the things that when you get a consumer connected in and providing that information on a real-time basis and making it an automated experience, you're going to have a consumer and a subscriber for life. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, there's really 4 areas that drive it. Most of our operator customers today are focused on targeted analytics, targeted data, tagging of the information that we're collecting on their customers, chatbots, and creating really smart campaigns that they can leverage that data. If the one thing that you think of the experiences or the app stores or messaging, things that they may have passed them by, this is a great opportunity in the cloud analytics space that we see every one of our operator customers that we're working with really taking the data that we do for them and really transferring it to a whole different level. So with that, I'll turn it over to the next speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stephen.